Let's watch that Bucs Bears game on Thursday night and win $25,000. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode. That's right, Thursday Night Football is here, and our friends over at the Fox Bet Super 6 app are giving away another $25,000 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Chicago Bears game. You know what? In doing this research, I think, it doesn't mean the game's going to play out the way the research goes, but we may have an actually good chance of this. I feel really good answering these questions. As always, I feel like there's always that one or maybe two questions that could go, one or two ways. But all in all, I thought it was, pretty good answering these questions. Hopefully you guys are like me in that scenario of maybe one question could go, one of two ways. Hopefully you've hijacked your spouse's or significant other's phone, you've signed them up and you're playing two ways. You're playing one way with the picks I give you, maybe another way with your own picks or my picks, plus maybe alter another way. So hopefully you're doing that. I've definitely hijacked the wife's phone a few weeks back, and we've got two entries every week to try and win $25,000. So let's see if we can do it here for the Bucs and the Bears game. First question is, who's going to score the first TD? We've got Ronald Jones. He's scored one of the 15 TDs for the Buccaneers. Mike Evans has scored 5 of the 15 TDs for the Buccaneers, and Leonard Fournette has scored 2 of the 15 TDs. Keep in mind he was inactive last week, and he's questionable going in today's game. The only Bear on this list is David Montgomery, and he's gotten 1 of the 10 TDs for the Bears. As you guys know, you get or any other player. If you get any other player, that means you're getting 9 of the other 10 TDs for the Bears, and you're getting the other 7 of the 10 TDs for the Bucs. Obviously, players-wise for the Bucs, you're getting the backup running back. You're getting Tom Brady, who's also run in a touchdown so far on this season. You're getting Scotty Miller, who's really emerged as a target here in the last couple of weeks for Brady. You're getting Godwin. You're getting Gronkowski. So a lot of big-name players there for the Bucs. And then for the Bears, you're getting everybody not Montgomery. They only gave us one Bears player. I'm going any other player, due to the quality and the quantity of players that you're going to get that are not only the quality and quantity, but also the amount of touchdowns that they bring with them on any other player. So any other player is how I'm going with question number 1. How will the first TD of the second half be scored? Bears rushing, they don't have any rushing TDs this season. So I don't know how you justify making that pick. Maybe this is the week, but I don't see how you can actually justify making it. Meanwhile, the Bears, so that means all 10 of their TDs have come via the pass. The Buccaneers have 4 rushing TDs and 11 passing TDs, and then you get any other no TD. I think no TD is a little foolish here in this game. There's certainly going to be some touchdowns, and obviously special teams defense, but it's hard to predict that. I like the Buccaneers defense. They're a really solid unit, and I like Bruce Arians coming out of halftime, whether he gets the ball first or not, and making a halftime adjustment and being able to dial up something in the passing game. So I'm going Buccaneers passing will be how the first touchdown of the second half is scored. Number 3 is the number of touchdowns that Tom Brady's going to throw. He's got 11 on the year, and in those games he's gotten 5, 3, 1, and 2. Look, with the banged-up running back position, with LaShawn McCoy, with Leonard Fournette, I think that leans this game a little bit more pass-heavy. I think you saw that last week when there's no Leonard Fournette. He threw for 5 touchdowns last week. So I'm going to slot Tom Brady in at 4 touchdowns this week. Same question. This one's for Nick Foles, which is interesting because the Bears have already made a quarterback change. Living here in Chicago, the fan base here was really unhappy with Nick Foles' performance. So I don't know if they'll switch and maybe go back to Trubisky. It looks like Foles will definitely get the start, but maybe he's on a short lease. I have no idea. But either way, Foles has 4 touchdowns on the year, and he's thrown 1 and 3 in games respectively. And then Trubisky, we got to factor him in just in terms of not, he obviously doesn't matter if he comes into the game, but we're factoring him in terms of past productions. We know Bears, again, don't have any rushing touchdowns, but I'm going to factor him in. He's gotten 6 on the year, and he's gotten games of 1, 2, and 3. So 3's been the ceiling here for each of these quarterbacks. I'm going to go ahead and say Nick Foles gets 3 passing touchdowns in this game. Question number 5 is the player with the most total yards. Allen Robinson here has 82 total. He averages 82 total yards each game. And in terms of receiving targets, he almost has twice as many as any other Bears wide receiver. And thinking about him, there's not looking at the depth chart for the Buccaneers, they don't have like a shutdown corner. So I do think Allen Robinson will become close to getting what his average is. David Montgomery, he averages 78 total yards, and he's definitely the number 1 running back here for the Bears. Ronald Jones, he averages 77 total yards, and he's definitely the number one running back there for the Buccaneers. Mike Evans averages 57 total yards. The thing I don't like about him is he barely leads the team in targets. He only has 5 more targets than the next guy, and he's second on the team in total yards. So I really don't like that. And then Anthony Miller, he checks in with just averaging 35 total yards a game. So I don't really think he factors in much here. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, and then also you get Ty here on this one. No Bears injuries for the Bucs. We know Godwin's questionable. We know Mike Evans is questionable. We know Leonard Fournette is questionable. Meanwhile, the Bucs have the 4th best defense, but there's only 17th best in pass defense. The Bears have the 8th best defense, and they're 16th in run, 9th in pass defense. I'm going to lean on that Bucs defense, but more I'm going to focus on that 19th pass defense for the Buccaneers. Allen Robinson was topping this list when I gave you average total yards of these players, sitting at 82. With no true shutdown corner for the Buccaneers. Let's go Allen Robinson. Have yourself a day, my man. I'm going Allen Robinson. And then question 6 is who's going to win and what's the winning margin. The spread here is Bucs by 5.5. I think they'll be able to keep this game close. I do like the Bears defense. Maybe Khalil Mack comes up big here on primetime football. He always seems to show up big, really any game, especially when the lights are on. But I think the Bucs do pull this out. They're overall a better team, I think, offensively and defensively. But a close game, Bucs win it by 3 to 4 points is how I see it. And that's how I'm answering the questions on the Fox Bet Super 6 app for a chance to win $25,000. Good luck, everyone. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.